How's everybody doing? Hey, we about to talk about MVT, Mesilla Valley Transportation, out of El Paso, Texas. Yeah, MVT, man. Let me tell you, man. Company's not a bad company. Well, let me break it down to y'all. First off, welcome to the channel. You know, this is a new upcoming channel. I'm gonna start talking about all these companies that I've worked for, personal experiences from other drivers, perspectives. I'm not gonna really do a lot of call-ins or have call-ins, but I do got a lot of raw breakdown material that I can provide for each company. And you know, I'm gonna start it out with MVT, Mesilla Valley Transportation. Like I said, they got an office right near Western Express in Nashville, Tennessee, El Paso, Texas. Then they got a lot of drop yards. You might see their trailers drop Atlanta, Albuquerque, California, Detroit. So I mean, they're a big company, but they're right on the border down by in El Paso, by Las Cruces, New Mexico, right on the border. Of course, I think they're owned by a Mexican. They are, they have a lot of, you know, Mexican, Latin American, whatever drivers. I worked there in 2018, and I worked under a guy that was leasing from them. I was not new to driving trucks, about 3 years in, but I was new to the over-the-road game, so I didn't. And that whole situation that I was in was one that I don't think they do anymore, because, you know, the driver you're driving for has to get paid from them, and then they allowed that driver to pay you even though you went through their whole orientation to get approved by them. You really could just be working for them, but they will place you under whatever driver, you know, or owner, operator, or lease operator has you over at that company. And he was a lease operator, so of course I was still riding in MVT trucks. Like I said, the experience over there, you know, at that time, pay was a lot more different than what it is now. It might have a little bit of irrelevancy in today, because companies do change, and we are talking 6 years ago. This company, you know, a very friendly environment in the offices. El Paso, I've been there many a times. They have a whole shop set up where, and a, you know, safety gate. They got food, showers, everything. A nice little dine-in area for the drivers. You know, they international company. If you like internationals, it's your place. All of them with Cummins, the LTs. I don't even think, well, they might still make the Max Forces, but, you know, they got a lot of loads, this company, a lot of drop trailers. It's mainly drop and hook. Their yard is full of drop trailers, product from Mexico that they bring up. You know, so you'll be pulling in a lot of empties to the yard, leaving out loaded trailers from their Mexican drivers that are back and forth across the border. The shop, primarily, everybody at that whole establishment down in El Paso, off of Escobar Drive, is primarily Mexican. You're gonna have a lot of, you know, Mexican dispatchers and whatnot. Nashville is another story. Everybody there is mainly American. You know, dispatchers and whatnot. And you're gonna deal with dispatchers between them two offices quite frequently. They bring a lot of El Paso loads up to Nashville and do drops, so you'll be at that yard pretty frequently as well. And unless you live, I guess, in the El Paso, Texas area, they might keep you around there, depending. But I noticed the only drivers that really have that privilege are the Latin American, Mexican drivers, you know, down near El Paso. This company is very efficient when it comes to dynamics on their trucks, the fuel, and their tires. To break that down, as you see in the photo, They have the drive-in trailers with the dynamics underneath. They have the wings on the back, which you have to fold. They preach that in orientation. Don't back them trailers in with them wings. A lot of people don't even open them up. You don't have to. They recommend you do. But they have the wings on the back of the trailer, which is a pain because you got to shut them before you open the doors, and then when you go hook up, you got to go back there and open them up. And I never really dealt with them that much because we never had one trailer that long. Sometimes you will pick up trailers with problems. A lot of drop yards don't have a quality control person checking out the equipment. So you just, you might get a loaded trailer and already dispatched, and now you have to pull to a shop and get something fixed. Or you could be, one of the drivers that don't really care, and just pull off with it. And but take your CDL seriously. Another thing about this company, the recaps. Okay, they do super singles on trailer and truck, and they are recaps. A theory that me and a lot of other drivers that I've talked to in the El Paso yard in Nashville is that the owner of this company has a recap shop there in El Paso, Las Cruces, and they recap all their own tires and then send them back to the shop there in El Paso and ship tires up to Nashville. And if they have any new offices, I'm not quite sure about now. Like I said, we're talking 6 years. People grow, things grow. I'm sure they grew during the pandemic. With the money that they was able to generate. So the recaps, I've had them blow out on me. They're super single recaps, and super single has a heavy workload. You're talking, one tire taking on a lot of responsibility, and these tires blow. That it sucks. They have dead axles on their truck, so there's no differential lock system. They go with the cheapest suspension. The tires don't have, when you're talking super singles, they're big and fat, so you get in the mud, it's a wrap. These tires don't grip nothing. You're slip and slide. I've been stuck multiple times in grass. So, don't take this truck off road. These trucks are just efficiency moving box machines. That's it. They're not, they did have a speed limit on speed limiter on these trucks in 2018. They had it. They're big on bonuses. This is a bonus company. Bonus. So fuel is all they press on their drivers that reflects your pay. I'm not big on getting paid off bonuses and etc. I'd rather just get what I get paid per mile and focus on getting from mile to mile, A to B, safely, instead of worrying about how much fuel I'm burning. They basically make it where that's what you got to worry about over there, because that would be about 25% of your check. They don't really give great per mile pay because it would equal out to something pretty nifty if you keep fuel low. I'm not a fan of that at all, but that's them. A lot of people don't mind it. Keep it at 65 mile an hour boost at around 20 psi or below. Like I said, it's MVT. We pass them all the time. If you're an experienced driver, and when you do see, they do a lot of teaming, but when you do see drivers, more than likely they're Mexican. They get a few black drivers out of the Nashville area, but for the most part, it's primarily a Mexican company, which, like I said, it's not a bad place. This ain't really a video to put them down. It's not a company I would say work for if you have over 2 years experience. But the pay I was receiving teaming with someone was like a 38 cent per mile split, which is basically 38 cent a mile for all miles. So you're not getting only 15 or 16 cent a mile, because when you stop driving, you get the other half of the 38% or 38 cent per mile that your teammate is driving. So you're still getting 38 cent a mile. But that was low. We're talking 2018. Like I said, a lot's happened since then. Fuels went up, down, rates went up, down. They have a lot of their own shippers and receivers, drop trailers where you might pull in distribution centers. They're big. I wouldn't put them on a Swift level, but I would say they're neck and neck in a way. I mean, when it comes to drop and hook, I mean, I probably backed into, within the 6 months I worked there, I might have backed into 4 doors to get loaded or unloaded. If you're a mile runner, this is a good place starting out. There's no faulty logbook. Safety's pretty strict. You're gonna run by the book. But like I said, to make money here, I did it solo as well. You want to be teaming, and then you want a dispatcher getting you from one side of the country to the other. No short runs. You want coast to coast. It's gonna be your best bet here. If you're running anything less than that, like I said, financially, when it comes to companies, pay can vary based on the driver and your finances at home and what it means to you. I mean, it varies on different levels. But if you're really a runner and you're thinking you're gonna go there and make buku money, it might be buku to you if you don't have a home, rent, car payment, but it's not ideal unless, like I said, it's beneficial because you live in the Southwest Texas area or Nashville, and they don't seem very strict on felonies. I will say that. So it could pan out for some, and of course it has to be doing that because they wouldn't be as big as they are if it wasn't. So from what I'm reading now, I hear they have driver facing cameras, which when I was there weren't even a lot of companies that had dash cams even facing the road. But from what I'm seeing now, they have driver facing. I don't know exactly how to feel about that. I personally don't drive for anyone that has. I've driven for a company that had it, but I let them know, hey, tape's going over it. I mean, feel how you want to feel, but the camera's not going to be staring in my truck. I mean, it's just not. I live in here. Hey, are you going to get me home every other day or every day? If not, you're not going to look at me live in the truck. And I let them know that we're talking about a different company, but this one in particular, that is a little crazy. They try to make you, basically play the reverse psychology role on the driver for even complaining or speaking up, from what I see about their cameras. If you look at their Google reviews, this is also, a photo taken from there, so they're pretty easy to find. Of course, you probably ran across this video because you want to get a little more information about them. From what I hear, they do pay bi-weekly. It's not a weekly pay. It's every other week. When I was there in 2018, of course, that's how it was. It was every other week. So every 2 weeks you get paid there. That, with the low pay, to me, it's, you know, there's a lot of options out here for trucking. I wouldn't work anywhere like that. But that is what they offer there. Yawning, talking about them. I mean, like I said, I don't have a lot of bad things to say. It's MVT. You get what you get. Like I said, it's easy going. You know, if you like the Southwest, this is your company, because they got plenty of freight between Albuquerque, El Paso, Southern California, Arizona. They run all that, and then everywhere else as well. I never spent a lot of time in the Northeast with them, barely at all. Like I said, you know, coast to coast is going to be your best friend. Teaming. Solo, you know, you're running legal logs, so it don't really matter where you run, because, of course, it's going to be legal, and you can't run but so far anyway with their trucks. You might get a 600-mile day, but by the time you deliver that at the DC pickup, I mean, it's gonna eat time every other day off your clock. You will do resets with them. Like I said, it's an easy going company. If you just like traveling and you just want to, you know, enjoy what you do, then, I mean, by all means, give them a try. But yep, I enjoyed making this video. I can't really think of too much to say bad about them. I'm not trying to, and vice versa when it comes to good things. Just, you know, give them a call if you're interested. I would say try them with a grain of salt, and get your own intel. Give them a call. Find out about the pay, the cameras, and home time, and yep. So I hope you guys like this video. I'm gonna be dropping a lot more that I have more deeper things to talk